Well, a very good afternoon, and you join us live from the Amex for the Seagulls' final pre-season friendly ahead of the new Premier League season, which gets underway next Saturday. The Seagulls at home to Luton Town, but Rayo Vallecano are the visitors here. They're just warming up on the pitch. It's a glorious afternoon. I know it hasn't been particularly good in the UK over the last couple of weeks, but the sun is shining here, and around 10,000 Albion fans expected to be here to watch this one. Delighted to say that BBC Radio Sussex will be continuing their coverage on the Seagulls with every kick of every single game this season. So do join myself, Johnny Cantor and Warren Aspinall for each and every game in all competitions, and of course there's the added bonus of a little trip to Europe as well. We're slightly different position today actually, Warren, because we've been moved to one side because the new tunnel club is in place, and apparently the seats are heated. Ours aren't, which is a shame, but there you go. They've taken pride of place just above the tunnel, so we're just to the left hand side of them, but a few people trying it out for size.
Yes, Johnny, but I'm just going to ask the question. What happens in January, February when it starts raining? Have they got a pack of Mac with them?
Well, we know what it's like, don't we?
They're going to get wet. They didn't.
Unless they've extended the roof, I don't think that has happened, so there you go. Warren, I hope you've summered well. You've got a healthy glow, I would say. Are you excited about the new season, which is just around the corner?
Yes, I can't wait. I've been saying that for halfway through the summer. I was kicking my heels and getting my wife's way and things like that. It's only enough gardening you can do, but yeah, I'm just delighted to be back into this stadium and watching these new players.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about some of those in a moment, but also the excitement of Europe coming. But they've been stateside. There's been a lot of interest. Been to New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Atlanta, and spreading the gospel of the Premier League and the Albion, and that seems to have given them an extra sort of, I suppose, catalyst ahead of the new season.
Sorry, Johnny, I missed that question.
Sorry, they're just saying that trip to America really is giving them an extra sort of, like normally you'd be playing some local games maybe, you'd obviously have this prestige friendly, but actually they were quite competitive with games against Brentford, Chelsea and Newcastle.
Yes, they were, and he was changing it about, wasn't he, with the minutes. It's all about getting minutes under your belt, isn't it? You start off with 45 minutes, then you go up to 60, then 75. You'll probably see today this team, what starts today, you'll give it in a minute, Johnny.
Yeah.
But they probably will hopefully can get 60, 70, 80 minutes under the belts. It won't be changing. And I think this team, what I'm looking at now in front of me, will be the team what starts next week.
Okay, well, let's give you that team, shall we? Jason Steele in goal, Pascal Gross, Adam Webster, Lewis Dunk, who's back for his first action in pre-season, and Pervis Estupinian. Gilmour and Dahoud, the two sitting players. The wide players are March and Mitoma, with Pedro and Welbeck up front. They could interchange. Pedro, of course, can be played in a wide position as well. All the subs are there. Brugge, McGill, Igor, Milner, Enciso, Lallana, Alzate, Adringa, Ferguson, Van Hecke, Veltman, Buonanotte, but one notable absentee is of course Moises Caicedo. We've got to talk about the elephant in the room, really, Warren. Obviously linked to a move to Chelsea, looked like it had gone away, could be back on the table, but according to the club he's got a tight hamstring from training on Friday.
Yeah, I can see that one, Johnny. And yes, he's going to go. Apparently he's agreed terms with whatever club he's chosen. He's announced, he said that himself. So yes, get the money and see if we can reinvest it in the next couple of weeks on another play. Well, there's another person missing from me on this substitutes bench, Johnny. And I think we might need to look at this position as well. There's a right back spot. Okay, yeah. I know Pascal Gross is playing there today, but where's Tariq Lamptey?
Yeah, he of course did feature in pre-season. He came on as a substitute, didn't he? In the second game, I do believe. Was it the first? No, the first game against Newcastle in the 2-1 loss. He came on for Van Hecke, didn't he? That is a concern. If he, they've had the likes of Gross playing at right back, left back. No real notable. Obviously, I suppose Webster could play there, but he's not really a right back, isn't he?
No.
So that is a bit of an area of concern. But who are you most excited to see, Warren, coming into the new season? Is it João Pedro, the record signing, or is it Adringa, who's looked lively from wide areas?
Well, Adringa has to be something special, is it, to replace these two players in March and Mitoma, that's for sure. So he might have to bide his time. I'm looking forward to seeing Mohamed Dahoud.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him, and we know we've seen him play for Watford, João Pedro, so we know what he can do, and apparently he's been very lively in America. So let's see if we can keep that form up in this last season friendly. It's all about getting just about not about the result today. It does.
No.
It's about getting your fitness up, doing things what you practiced, and this manager preaches on, like squeezing down, playing from the back through the lines, getting the ball wide, getting people into the box and scoring goals.
We spoke to Glenn Murray, I can't remember where it was, at what game, might have been at Arsenal, I can't remember now, where he was saying that he feels João Pedro will play better with better players. You've always said that, haven't you? The levels. And actually maybe he struggled a little bit at Watford because the players, and I'm not being disrespectful to them, but he was probably a level above them. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is, yes, because sometimes you get sucked in and you go to their levels, and you know you're better than what they are, and you think quicker. Like you're thinking 2-3 passes ahead of where this ball going to go, and better players, better midfield players do it. I'm also looking forward to seeing Billy Gilmour getting a run in the team, because I think he's a tremendous prospect. When I saw him earlier when he was playing for Chelsea, Champions League final, then he got injured, went to Rangers. I think he's a wonderful talent. And just seen get a run of games under his belt.
Yeah, I mean, we did see towards the end of the season, didn't we? In the end, he got a bit of a run in there, and only 7 Premier League starts in the season. That's going to go up, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and I think he sets the standard as well, Johnny, because he's always sometimes when you see, I know you're not showing you're disappointed, but when the number come up and he's been taken off, he's thinking, me again. Because and we've been saying in the commentary, he was playing well. So, but he needs to keep that the performance level high, like he did towards the end of last season. He must love it, because this manager wants to play football and go through the lines, and Billy Gilmour can handle it, play with both feet, got great vision. So I'm just looking forward to him as well. Hopefully Dahoud he's a very good player, he's got lots of experience, the manager knows him very well, so he's probably a great signing. And Lewis Dunk, so he's probably his first game in pre-season, isn't it? He's been nursing an injury, or they've been cautious with him all through the summer. And now
he had those 2 injuries, didn't he? Which, one was the bruised ribs, and he had something problem with his foot as well. So hopefully he's over that, because he's so vital. I mean, sometimes we always talk about, now everyone's talking about Mohamed Kudus, who could be coming from Ajax. A lot of talk about him in the press as well, which is all very exciting. But sometimes it's about the players you keep, isn't it? And that central line of, Estupinian was brilliant, Dunk was brilliant, Gross was brilliant, March before he got injured was great, Mitoma. It's about keeping those players. Even Man City sort of say they admire Karu Mitoma. They've done a good job in keeping. Really, McAllister's gone, obviously. Aaron Connolly's gone, and maybe Caicedo will go.
I would have paid for Aaron Connolly to go with. I'd have drove him up there to Hull City. I'm really honest. But you don't want people upsetting the dressing room.
And what about Sanchez leaving? We've got to talk about that. He's gone 25 million. It feels like a good price for me.
Yeah, he wasn't going to play. I don't think it's his ability as a goalkeeper. I think it's his attitude. Because when he got dropped, he threw his dolls out the pram and didn't want to fight for his place. And if you look at Steele's been waiting in the wings for so time, encouraging his teammates. If he gets taken out the side, he doesn't moan, he just gets on with it, and that's a true professional. Well, Sanchez gets dropped. He thought he was given right to play. I'm the number 1 and I'm the best goalkeeper here. Well, no, different managers choose a different thing. He's better with his feet than Sanchez was, so that's why he's in the side, and he's a good shot stopper as well. Jason Steele, he's kept us in some games last season at vital points, so that's what it's all about. I just think it's 25 million, yes, a great price.
Well, here come the teams, Brighton Hove Albion and Rayo Vallecano, who are the visitors today. Albion in their new kit, slight variation on a theme, but very similar. Blue and white stripes, blue shorts and blue socks today. Vallecano in all black with a red sash, a bit like a sort of Southampton away kit of a few years ago. 2 teams shaking hands, so let's give you them in both. I gave you the Albion team with Steele in goal, Gross, Webster, Dunk and Estupinian, Gilmour and Dahoud in the middle, March and Mitoma out wide, and Pedro and Welbeck the attacking players. I'll give it a go with the Spanish. My Spanish isn't as good as my French, but there you go. We've got Stola Dimitrescu in goal. In Pierres, the very impressive Isi, which is Isaac Pilazon Camacho, which is meant to be one of their key players in the centre of midfield. The experienced Trejo as well, and Teca, Suleiman, Alvaro, Bayu, Espino, Oscar and Diego Mendes. Our referee today is Peter Banks, and he's helped today by Konstantin Hadzidakis, Harry Leonard, and our fourth official is Keith Stroud.
Number 7, EC Palazon.
To be fair, Johnny, there's a vital name on the bench for the opposition, isn't it?
Yes.
Ramadel Falcao.
Yeah, had his time at Manchester United.
I think he was a wonderful player, wasn't he?
Yeah. Presence, control. We may yet see him come on as a substitute a little bit later on. Their head coach is Francisco Rodriguez. He's exchanged pleasantries with Roberto De Zerbi, who returns. He's been doing a lot of work out in the States, did a lot of media, and good for him really, because he's made a really big effort in his communication, and apparently enjoyed dealing with the US media as well as the global audience that Albion now has.
Number 9, another new face, João Pedro.
Big cheer for João Pedro, exciting player. Also important as well, I think, nice to see Solly March back, Warren, because I think towards the end of the last season, people forgot about the impact that he made over the first 20 games of the season.
Yeah,
I would probably say at the midway point, he was probably one of the players of the season.
Yeah, for sure. But he came back, didn't he, after that penalty miss at Wembley. Came back and carried on playing well. I'm just delighted he's back fit. He's a wonderful talent, and this manager's getting the best out of him.
He certainly is. Good to see Solly back. It's going to be the visitors to kick us off. Albion playing from left to right, attacking the empty south stand. So the north and south stands are empty, and both the lower tiers being used here this afternoon, which is quite regular for these pre-season friendlies. We've had some great visitors. Most of them have been Spanish. A lot of them. Villarreal, of course, came here. But it's Vallecano who get us underway in the first half. And immediately closing down is João Pedro, who links up with Welbeck. Good exchange between those two. Wide to March. Need a little bit more on it, but March has cut inside, gets away from his man. He gets the shot away and slices it well wide of the target. But impressive first 20 seconds from the Seagulls, and all starts it from pressure by João Pedro.
Yeah, João Pedro there. I think it was just an under it pass, wasn't it, to Solly March. Solly March had to cut inside, never had it under control, and sliced his pitch. But I think the manager, Johnny's changed his attire.
I know, he's in the tracksuit. They do have new training kit as well this season, which is, I suppose I should say, it is available, of course, in the club shop as Vallecano go attack on the right hand side. Left-footed inward ball. Gross just covering to let that go through to Steele. One of their danger players, I think, EC. Ball-headed right side of midfield. Immediately you can hear the Albion fans trying to give them a little bit of encouragement as Steele brings the ball out. Bart Verbrugge on the substitutes bench alongside Tom McGill. Of course, no Sanchez, he's now gone to Chelsea.
This will be a good challenge, Johnny, because this opposition.
Oh, and they've given it away there. The hook caught on the edge of the box, right footed shot. Great save by Steele. Parried it away and then thumped to the near side by Lewis Dunk. Steele immediately into the action, and now they break. Welbeck trying to get March clear, but covering across there is Mumin.
What I was going to say then, Johnny, before I interrupted, this opposition will give them a good test, because they do press high up the pitch when they lose the ball.
Yeah,
very high up the pitch, and you've just seen that. We give the ball away, it's a cheap pass, and then they clean through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and it's a good save there from Steele.
Good work by Jason Steele, who, I think we all know he'll start as the number one, but he'll be under a little bit of pressure, won't he, this season, from Bart Verbrugge, the under-21 Netherlands keeper.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All over the pitch, Johnny, they're fighting for places. You look at the bench, it's a very strong bench. Milner, and Cecil, Lallana, Elzati, Ferguson, Van Heck, Veltman. It's very competitive.
Particularly in the wide areas, I think Simon Adringa is somebody who fascinates me.
On last season.
Yeah, sometimes people don't always necessarily make the transition, but he appears to have done, as Dahoud nearly got caught in possession again, but sitting in that deep role. Gilmour, who looks like he's had a bit of a revamp of the hair, got a little bit of a blonde tinge on top, Scottish international, but it's Webster who chips it up down the right channel. Off goes Welbeck, good turn of pace, drawing the central defender away. Back to Gross drags it onto his left side, back onto his right. There's the Cruyff turn, sends in the cross, it's headed clear. We didn't have to wait long, did we, for a Gross turn, did we?
No.
These guys probably haven't seen it, and he might be on in the action here again as Welbeck tries to thread it through. March is attacking from the right side, sliding tackle comes in there, and a good one it is as well to put the ball out of play. Oscar Valentin Luenga to the rescue, out for a corner.
A lovely pass into Welbeck there, and his first touch was excellent, wasn't he? Stuck away from the defender and tried to slip Solly March in, just under it his pass again. Maybe the grass is a bit long, trying to protect it for next weekend.
Yeah, that first pass as well from was it Pedro, didn't really flow too well, but they've taken the corner short. Gross has it, helped out by March, into his right foot, drives it into the box hard, comes deflected back and headed behind for another corner. But I think there's a foul in there, little shove in the back. Referee Peter Banks had spotted it, and it will be a goal kick. A bit of a chat going on between one of the players and the backroom staff for Rayo Vallecano.
To a magic spray's come out, John.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Trod on his, someone must have trodden his foot. It's strange seeing Roberto not in his usual garb, isn't it? Maybe he's gone a bit American on this. Maybe he'll revert back at the weekend. We'll have to wait and see. But good to see him. I'm sure he's been watching a lot of football over the summer, says he can't stop it, as Lewis Dunk challenged there and he lost out. And here come Vallecano to the right hand side. Isi picking it up there, wanted to get it onto his left foot. Estupien going across his cover, but he hasn't quite got there. Eventually did his job, and it's out for a goal kick.
Again, Estupien just starting this game where he finished last season, isn't he? Wonderful talent.
Good work there by Randy Nteka, the centre forward. Out-muscled Lewis Dunk on that occasion. So good to see Dunk back. I think a few people were a little bit worried in pre-season, as Steele nearly gets caught as it is, and Nteka comes in there and nearly blocked it. As I say, maybe the ball not rolling as quickly as possible, but we've got to adjust, and Steele nearly embarrassed there, as Webster will be embarrassed by that pass. That's cut out. A little bit sloppy from the last couple of minutes from the Seagulls, as picked up near side. Trejo down the left hand side, the left back steering it forward. Gross just calmly says let's leave that, let it go through to our keeper Jason Steele with 5 minutes gone. It's 0-0. BBC Radio Sussex providing you with the commentary.
I'm sure there, Johnny, the pitch was watered before the game, but it's a nice sunny day and it's probably drying out a little bit.
Yes, well, maybe it's been heavy as well with a little bit of the weather that England's been having. As they're going to try and break in, there's Gilmour and Dahoud working in tandem there to win it back quite quickly. Get you posted on what's happening with the Community Shield, which is a little bit later on. Big news Women's World Cup was that America are out, beaten by Sweden on penalties by 5 penalties to 4. Leicester got a victory in their first game in the Championship, as did Southampton on Friday, the two relegated teams. Leeds, though, trailing by a goal to 0 at home against Cardiff. Solly March picks it up midway through the Rayo Vallecano half. So we're going to have to get used to these foreign names, and our Spanish and our French and our German and our Italian one, as we'll embark on their Europa League campaign. As Dunk picks out Mitoma, nice little check into the middle, didn't quite get to Welbeck, it was just behind him. I think he thought, well, I'll leave it and let it go through to someone else, but it never quite made it there. Lovely little ball there by Lewis Dunk.
Yeah, it's almost done everything there, but his final pass, Johnny, he's beat the defender, so it's just his final pass, isn't it? It's an easy pass on him. You just need to be better in the final third.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice sliding tackle in the midfield there by Oscar Luengo and his Mahmoud Dahoud. Looking for a new lease of life through his move to the Amex, and Solly March taking his eye off the ball.
That's better though, isn't it, from Brighton, moving the ball quickly. on occasion they've got too many touches, certain players.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? You want to get up to speed, you want to be as exact as possible. You just feel with De Zerbi, just not going to let his players let off, whether it's a pre-season friendly or not. Here comes Lewis Dunk again, challenging hard there with Nteka. Out of play. It's a foul on the Albion captain, who holding his left shoulder slightly there. And certainly knows that he's in a game today, Lewis Dunk. With 8 minutes gone, he's had a couple of hefty challenges from Randy Nteka. So Albion on the attack again. March onto his chest there, just cushioning it back for Gilmore. Angle ball in, doesn't find Gross, who's popped up in the midfield now and is out of position. Vallecano might profit from that, but Gilmore's chasing back and gets it back to his keeper. Good work there by Billy Gilmore. Gross is so adept, isn't he, at just slotting in and getting into that midfield. I mean, he's not playing right back anymore, is he now, Warren?
No, I think we're trying to outnumber him in midfield, aren't we? So when Pascal Gross does go forward, one of the midfield players has to see that and just say, oh, okay, I'll slip into the right back spot.
Yeah. And here's Mitoma dribbling from the left hand side. Noises about Manchester City being interested in the Japan international. No major surprise really, the way that he's been playing, but as I did walk up on the concourse, I did see his face beaming down on the large advertising screen, so usually an indication he's going nowhere. Good covering at the back there by Aridan. There's Webster striding forward, pushing it on to Welbeck, who tumbles to the ground. He couldn't get the ball under control. Back to the keeper, Dimitrievski. Across to the left hand side. Nice work by Estupinian again to calm things down and work with Kaoru Mitoma, and Albion have a free kick. Important they don't want to pick up any injuries as well, isn't it? I mean, not just about the loading, Warren, but also the challenges as well.
Yeah, there you just seen closing the goalkeeper down was Pascal Gross. Furthest man forward. Wonderful.
Setting the tone. He covers just so much ground. There's Webster and Nteka coming towards him now. Gilmore getting it away to Dunk, and Dunk back to the keeper. Steele. Slightly annoying because when it does go back towards the goal, I can't actually see with these new screens, which I hope will be changed, but it does obscure the view to the north stand from where we are. But towards the south stand, here goes Welbeck. Just ran into a bit of traffic. Too many defenders for the Spanish team there. Always getting good opposition in these friendlies, using the profile of people like Paul Barber. Leeds now 2-0 down at home against Cardiff. The start that their new manager would have wanted, who is, by all accounts, very good friends with Roberto De Zerbi. And of course worked with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. Here's Webster at the back. Lewis Dunk says, come on, let's just calm it down. Nteka not pressing anymore. The Frenchman is maybe feeling that he's done too much. And there, Roberto De Zerbi sitting down, not happy at all with that little passage of play for the last couple of minutes. But 11 minutes on the clock, it's 0-0 here in this pre-season friendly. Don't forget the Albion Unlimited podcast is back on Tuesday and available on BBC Sounds. You can subscribe there as we look ahead to the season. There's so much to discuss. 55 minutes, barely enough really to discuss all the matters ahead of the new season, but we'll give it a go. And of course you can contact us if you want any questions to be answered. We'll be doing a little bit of that on the BBC Sport website this week as well. Here's João Pedro into the box from the left hand side, slides it into Welbeck, blocked by the defender, loops up in the air, out comes Dimitrievski, he makes a complete hash of that. João Pedro turns, looks up, can he curl it to the back post? Welbeck's there, hits the post with a header, and it goes out to the near side where it's cleared by Rayo Vallecano. Best chance of the game so far, Danny Welbeck hitting the upright.
Yeah, great bit of play from Pedro though. Initially closed the ball, won the ball, went up with a challenge with the goalkeeper, but he knew the goalkeeper was going to challenge with his own defender, and he's dropped it on his head. It's fell to João Pedro, who's just looked up, found Welbeck back post. He should do better really. I know it's a tight handle, but he has to win the early.
Well, we can see it on the screens that have been installed. I just wondering whether he could have gone for goal, but João Pedro, but clever thinking. He's looked lively in the first 12 minutes, Warren.
Yeah, the two of them, well backhand. Pedro have done very well, interchanging. One's playing further forward than the other, and the other one just drops in just behind the other. So yes, they got a good understanding. That's on me. It's a good thing. This
lovely ball over the top, but Steele saw the danger, but he's completely missed the kick. And it's a chance here for Vallecano. It's slotted home into an empty net. A mistake at the back. Alvaro gets the goal, but Steele made the mistake. He came right out of his area. He did get a connection on it, but it just wasn't enough to get it up the pitch. And Albion trail by a goal to 0 here against Rayo Vallecano.
Because of squeezing high up the pitch, and we're not playing with probably a natural right back there. He just knocked it over the top, and I was going to say that's what Steele has to do today. Sweep up behind, and he's trying to do it. He's come way out of his goal, swung his right foot at it, and just probably knocked into his path, didn't he? Really?
Yeah, he actually slowed it up to help him. And Alvaro quite happy.
Goal scorer for Rayo Vallecano, number 18, Alvaro.
Well, it's taken a little bit of the wind out of the sails of the Seagulls in this pre-season friendly.
Like I said, John, you've got one chance at one end, and then you're going to get punished at the other end.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with that. I don't think Roberto De Zerbi's been too happy so far.
No, I think there's static people not moving. You think? Solly March has come off his line. Now there's Matoma.
Maybe that'll spur them into action and find a response. Stupinian has it 15 yards inside the Rayo Vallecano half. Matoma back again. It's Dunk across there to Webster. Webster looking up, him being closed down. They won't be able to keep this up all game, that's certainly for sure.
Well, we'll see, won't they? They're unbeaten in pre-season, aren't they?
Yeah.
Opposition.
They had some reasonable results. As they go through them. They played Panathinaikos, won 1-0. They drew with Charleroi and Porto good, and they did lose to Valladolid 3-2. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but a win against Panathinaikos and a draw against Porto is pretty good. Charleroi aren't the best Ligue 1 side, so I'm not sure even they're in Ligue 1 anymore.
But they finished the season last season poorly, didn't they? I know they finished on 49 points.
Yeah, 11th was it?
11th.
Yeah.
But the 3 points on the last 5 games. And there was only 4 points off the Europa Conference, so they'd be disappointed.
Yeah. March just bundled to the ground. He's okay. And left back there involved was Espino. And the actual names that they're referred to are very different on their shirts to their full names. Often the way. That might help us in Europe, Warren.
Yeah. But they've got no names on the back of the shirts, have they?
No,
that is not helping us.
Not
it's
today.
just the numbers.
Yeah, but they do give us a shirt name.
Yeah.
Which is very good. Albion do have a white patch on the back, which is great. Not the case with every team, that's for sure. Albion go direct, but Matoma's offside. Tried to lob to keep it saved anyway, but the flag is up.
Yeah, but it's a chance, isn't it? You put it in the back of the net and ask questions later.
And that's what this pre-season's about, isn't it? Getting that sharpness, taking those chances.
Fitness, sharpness, and like I say, De Zerbi's not happy. They don't move the ball quick enough. On occasions they have.
Yeah.
The way we want to play, win the ball out the pitch and move the ball quickly.
Here's Dimitrevski, the keeper, with the free kick. Nudged on by Nteka, the Frenchman. Didn't get to that one, but here's Dahoud. Webster now. Looking to get it back there to Lewis Dunk. He's taking his time. The ball isn't running that. I have to say, I think you're absolutely right, Warren. I think they are trying to protect the pitch a little bit. It does feel a little bit fuzzy.
But they've been on the pitch before, Johnny, to look at it, so there's no excuses.
No, very true. Here's Gilmore on halfway to Dahoud. Now Dunk, whipping it first time to Stupinian. Bit of space over on left there. Is he coming across? Short comes Pedro. Pedro looking to scoop it up. He's got good pace, good driving run there into the box on the angle. Tried to flick it infield, blocked out for a corner. Another nice, powerful, dynamic run by João Pedro.
Yeah, for a big man there, he showed some ability, Johnny, didn't he, to move the ball away onto his left and onto his right foot to get away from the defender.
Well, he does have options, of course. Evan Ferguson, who's on the bench today, wanting to show his wares as well. Pedro and Welbeck, three options. Dennis Sundavham has now gone out on loan. Here's Gilmour, near post, punched away by the keeper. Dahoud, not sure whether it was a shot, but it was a volley that ended up with a pass to Pascal Gross, and Estupiñán told to pass it back to his keeper, which he duly does. Yeah, what do you make of that Dennis Undav move, Warren, to Stuttgart on loan with an option to buy? Well, probably wasn't going to get much game time really with Pedro coming in.
No, and if you think, and Seesaw can play there just behind the number 10, can't he?
Yeah, so maybe even Buenanotte at times,
yeah.
Lallana.
So, if you're really honest, there's a few.
He never really took his chance, did he? Like, he had some great goals and the little dink and we've seen glimpses, didn't we? But if you want to be sixth in the Premier League, you've got to be doing it week in, week out.
Yes,
no, you can't have three chances to take one, really, can you? Lovely guy as well. So we wish him well his loan. You never know, he may well be back. Here's Gross on the attack from the right, rolls it into the edge of the box, doesn't make it to Welbeck, but now back it to Gross again, two around him. Rolls into the centre, 10 yards outside the box. Dahoud exchanging passes with Gilmour. Gilmour thought about retreating, but goes wide. Welbeck operating on the right touchline just at the moment. Mark's just in field. It goes back to Gilmour. Gross just adding a little bit of extra control in that midfield has made a difference actually since he's pushed up from right back. Dunk to Mitoma. Mitoma's first time ball to João Pedro. Back to Mitoma again, who went down holding his ankle. EC had got in with the tackle. But encouraging signs on that left flank, Warren.
Yeah, the three are combining well, aren't they? Estupiñán, we know Estupiñán and Mitoma do very well. It looks like Pedro wants to go over all the time, doesn't he? To come in onto his right foot.
Yes.
So Welbeck's probably more operating onto this right hand side.
Here's Gross pressurising the keeper. Yeah, they're sort of split, haven't they? He has operated with two strikers at times, sometimes with one just behind the other. Roberto De Zerbi coming back there, having a word with Andrea Maldera. As Joel Veltman just manages to put on a bib, and joined by Simon Adringa. He was with Union Saint-Gilloise last season. Something that is being clamped down on, the use of players at other clubs where you have a ownership. There's changes that have affected the Albion, with Tony Bloom's interest in Union Saint-Gilloise. Webster rolling it left-footed back there to Steele. Van Hecker going for a warm-up as well with the other two. Sent off in that game over in the States. 2 yellow cards. Actually had to serve a one-match ban during a summer series.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's a bit, isn't it? Seems a little bit excessive, because the irony being you're trying to get minutes and they actually denied from playing. But they were bad challenges. They were not bad challenges. They probably were yellow cards, I suppose.
Well, it's Premier League organised the just tell the manager to take him off, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Dunk through the middle, lay off by Welbeck, nearly found Pedro. Clearance from the centre backs. And combine there. Ali Downey. So got it away on that occasion. Another crossfield ball, this time by Dunk to find March. March brings it down on his chest, looking up, see what's up ahead of him. Pulls it back for Gilmour. Gilmour, right side of the box, coming in field. Webster, back out wide. Gross is there once more. Little scoop up ball by Gilmour, made it difficult for March to get it under control. And Vallecano get it clear, whereas Ndeka takes it to the near side. He's got slight Kenwyne Jones vibes about him in Ndeka, hasn't he, with the big dreadlocks and powerful frame, tall shoulders. Gilmore can't quite get to that one. Here come Vallecano. They're on the break. Here he goes again, and Teka trying to get it wide, but that's a misplaced pass out of play for a throw. So heading to the midway point of this first half, still Albion trailing by that one goal, and that mistake by Steele, which was scored by Alvaro.
I think he pass will go. Solly March is trying to run the fullback off. I think that's what he needs to do. Amatoma to give Estupiñán a bit of space down that side to get forward. But the two midfield players, they're not getting forward enough.
Yeah, need a little bit of help, but Dunk trying to seek out Mitoma again with one of those ping balls. Got there in the end to the edge of the box. March drifting over to the left side. Estupiñán helping out. March back wide to the left. Mitoma looks up, chips it in there. Big leap by Welbeck, and a little parry back from the knee of the defender. Really touched his hand, but the keeper dives onto it, and it remains 1-0 to Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah, look, the Solly March coming off his line and causing a bit of mayhem on the left hand side. But if you think who's in the box, Welbeck and Pedro, there's no midfield player when was there. I think Dahoud has to get forward more. Gilmore's trying to. But I think it's very important, the two wide players.
Oh, another nearly mistake between Gross and Steele. A little bit of a tangle there.
So he's not doing his position any favours.
The irony that Andy Naylor was talking about with you and me inside, and we said, well, he hasn't made one mistake, has he, Jason Steele, in those kind of playing it out from the back situations, but he has this afternoon. So the commentator's curse from Johnny Cantor. Here's March, back to Gross, midway through the Vallecano half. Threads it through, onto João Pedro, dinks it over the top of the keeper, who palms and claws it away. Didn't quite get enough on it there, but João Pedro in a good position. Gross, right corner of the penalty area. Now Solly March, he curls it in, too low, easy header for the defender to get it clear. To the near side, and Vallecano have it through Trejo. Yeah, it's a nice idea from Pedro, but
Johnny, like you say, you want to finish sixth again next season, you have to punish teams. We've had two great chances now, the two strikers.
Yes, earlier Danny Welbeck hit the post, and now João Pedro through one-on-one with the keeper on a slight angle, tried to dink it over the top of him, but Dimitrescu managed to make the save.
There, Johnny, he's too close to chip it. Hits it low down around his feet, and he can't get down, can he? He has to use his feet to try to save it. Can't get it down 8 yards off his line. He can't get down when
and he had a bit of an angle to go either side, didn't he? There was space. Good play by Welbeck to get it to Mitoma. Mitoma, edge of the box, Estupiñán. Little touch off there by Pedro. Welbeck continues his run, but the keeper is out. So, just under 20 minutes remaining. The applause you can hear is for the likes of Igor, Julio Enciso and Yassin Ayari. Igor, who's been given the number 3 shirt. I don't really want to read too much into that, but he is a left-sided centre-back. He's a powerful unit as well. Certainly noticeable when you see him for the first time in the flesh. As Vallecano get to halfway. You see through a couple of players. Mitoma trying to win it back, does successfully. Now João Pedro. He seemed to have maybe hurt himself as he made the challenge there. Maybe fell down quite awkwardly. But 26 minutes gone. Warren Albion trailing by a goal to nil. They have had chances, and they'll be disappointed that not to be level, let alone leading this game.
Yeah, they should be leading this game. The chances they've had, and we've worked hard to get them chances, haven't we? Their goal and their only chances they've had have been a mistake from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the manager was disappointed. I think the two strikers were disappointed with the chances they've not taken.
Yeah. I'm seeing that Mohamed Kudus has been included in the Ajax starting 11 in their pre-season game against Borussia Dortmund. So a few people reporting that a deal had been agreed between the two clubs, but not personal terms in the last 24, 48 hours.
Good pressure there from Pedro to put pressure on the left back, sorry, the right back. And he's kicked it, trying to pass it back to the goalkeeper, and he's passed it straight out of play for another corner. Well, Billy Gilmore and Solly March to go over to.
I like his direct approach, Warren. You know, his first thought is get your head up and go towards goal, which can be effective. Albion have a corner over on the left in the sunshine. Billy Gilmore is going to take it. No Pascal Gross, so maybe they've been working on something a little bit different.
Maybe to save Pascal's legs a little bit. Now again,
he's done most of the running, hasn't he?
A year older.
Yeah. Oh, great for him to be staying at the club. So delighted for him and the club, really, because pound for pound, got to be one of the best. A little bit of pushing and shoving in the penalty box there between a couple of players. Referee Peter Banks just bringing Lewis Dunk over to him to have a word. And Karamitoba involved too. So.
As Banksy can speak Spanish.
I was going to say. What's no pushing in Spanish? I don't know. So 1-0 Albion trail. They do have a corner over in the south corner, left hand side, chipped in near post. Welbeck goes in there, actually came off the Albion player, I think. Probably should have been a goal kick in my book, but Albion will take the corner. A short touch there. Comes back to Mahmoud Dahoud. Cross in there, headed away by Nteka. Put down by Isi. To play it into the middle. Onto Pedro. Pedro lashes a volley just over the bar. Instinctive. Brought it down on his chest. Had a pop just over the bar. Goal kick.
Yeah, very instinctive there, Johnny. Nothing else on was there for him. Looked around him, got it down on his chest, and just swiveled on it. Yeah, great connection.
Yeah, it certainly was a good effort. Another date for your diary is Thursday, 7 p.m. The Albion Fans Forum live from the Amex and live on BBC Radio Sussex. Your chance to have your say. The people that run your football club, Roberto De Zerbi and Paul Barber, will be answering the questions. And I shall be hosting. If you want to get your emails in, it's sussexsports@bbc.co.uk. So sussexsports@bbc.co.uk. We'll give you reminders throughout the week, but we will give priority to the people who do make the effort to attend in person. But if you've got something that you would like to pose, not too, I suppose, obscure if possible, and those can be done directly with the club, but maybe more general points that you'd like to pose to the head coach and deputy chairman.
Yeah, I think the manager's not happy, frustrated, not enough movement in the midfield for Lewis Duncan Webster to pass into him. I think they're a little bit static there.
Yeah. He's bouncing down, he goes to sit down now, he's come back up again. Maybe it's a good job he's got the tracksuit on today. That movement he's had to do today is a stupid turn, motoring forward, energetic as ever, and he may get to the layoff. He nearly got there, like a steam train hoovering up the pitch. Just his energy levels are just incredible.
Yes, they are. It's good play, it's good defending in the opposition there. Yeah. Centre back coming across to help his teammate winning the ball.
Here's Welbeck getting to the left corner of the box. Lays it off. Mitoma into his right side. Now trying to suck two in there. Dinks it to the edge of the box. Welbeck tight there with João Pedro. Tried that a couple of times now. Hasn't quite come off. You keep plugging away. Has to be spot on when you're going that intricate. But Pedro again. Sammy pulls it back into Mitoma, but it's cut out by Rayo Vallecano, and they give it straight back to the Albion. We're seeing a fair bit of possession here, but not quite doing as much with it as Roberto De Zerbi would like. Another shout or a squeal there from the Brescia fan. There's a vague possibility that they might play Atalanta Albion in the Europa League, which are Brescia's arch rivals, which would be quite interesting. Asked him a couple of times about that. Yeah, nice turn there by Pedro. Span his man really well. Gets the edge of the box. Great close control. Brought down on the edge of the box. Free kick.
Absolutely wonderful play. João Prado there. 30 yards out. Played into him. Great first touch on the turn. left midfield player trailing, and he was going to bring him down 30 yards out, but he couldn't get near him. But he did when he was 18 yards out, right on the edge of the box, as he was just going to pull the trigger.
Well, that's what he gives you. Lovely little tight control, hitting the ball dead, spinning, turning, driving towards the edge of the area. Brought down. What you can see is immediately Welbeck went over and just sort of patted him on the back and said well done, helped him to his feet. He knew how good that was, coming from the former England international. That's cool. See Andy Zakiri taking his seat just below us on a visit to the Albion, just behind all the other substitutes. People welcoming him back. It's nice to see so many people here, and the media, our colleagues in the local media, Brian Owen and Andy Naylor amongst others. Nick Sapanic is here too, watching on. Well, it's a free kick. It's just to the left of centre. March is there, so is Gross. Peter Banks taking his time here with something. But it is going to be delayed a little bit.
Well, the 2 yards in front of the penalty spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Peter Banks has now put the spray down to say, come on. They're complaining. I have to say, I thought it was right on the edge of the box, so it must be.
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely right.
Well, you think you have to go 4. Is the yard outside the 18, so that's 9.
Yeah.
That's 19. So you have to go 3 in front of 6.
Yeah.
So that's right,
Yeah.
in between the penalty spot. Not rocket science.
I don't know what they're moaning about really, but it seemed like he got it right from my point of view.
You can't. It's a hard one, this, Johnny, because can you get it up and down from there?
Gross is drawn back 3 yards. March is there, so 2 options. It is to the left of centre, so maybe.
Hagger for power between the 3 big lads in the wall.
Got
Welbeck.
man in, yeah, Gross does go for power, but it does hit the wall. It comes back to him. Then he tries with it the left foot, and that's just wide. 2 good chances from Pascal Gross.
I mean, John, it's wasted. You've not tested the goalkeeper, have you?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be hitting through Welbeck, Webster, and Dunk. He's hit the wall, so he's nowhere near his target. He's come straight back to him. He's on his left foot. He's half volleying, not trouble the goalkeeper. So another wasted opportunity.
Hasn't actually had to make many saves, has he, the keeper? Because Albion hit the post.
Yeah, he's not made I don't think he's touched it with his hand, has he? Not made a save.
No, not really. Saying that, Jason Steele has, and has also made a mistake, which is why they're trailing by goal to nil. That goal scored in this first half, a 3 o'clock kick-off on the Sunday before the season starts, and so much to look forward to. Applause is for Milner and Lallana. It's not a bad pairing, is it?
I think they'll be coming on, Johnny, at half time.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Welbeck foul, free kick. Well, maybe traditionally, maybe known for playing in red, but they're in the blue and white stripes now.
Because down there, I think Van Heck will be coming on. Don't know who's injured, Johnny. He's got the fitness coaches down there with Van Heck. Giving him it.
We're going to get a yellow card there for someone moaning at the referee, Peter Banks.
So Trezeguet's got booked, Johnny.
Yeah, Trezeguet got booked, the captain. Arguing. It's one aspect of European football, Warren, I was thinking about that Albion will have to get used to, won't they? Here's the free kick. Just the right centre. Gross curling it in there towards Welbeck. He chases, but was too close to the keeper. Not enough of an angle, really. Nice idea. Quite the execution on that occasion. But the little bits of play acting with European football, and maybe that's where Milner and Lallana come into their own when they've seen that, because quite easy to get frustrated with foreign teams sometimes when they play those little things and they ride the referee a little bit,
especially when they get in front.
Yes, yeah, which is exactly what Rayo Vallecano
slowing it down.
Yeah, slowing it down, niggly little fouls, making it scrappy.
It is frustrating.
Oh yeah, you've got to learn quickly. September the 1st is the draw date, so then Albion will know their opposition. They won't actually know their dates on that day, I think that will come just after, once they have to deal with the logistics side of things. And then it all begins in the Europa League on the 21st. And Solly March overstretching and committing a foul in the process. Yeah, so 21st of September could be at the Amex first up, but they may well be on their travels. So the game's already moved to Sundays, like the Bournemouth 2 o'clock game, which is something that they're going to have to contend with. They do get a little bit of respite in the League Cup, starting a little bit later because they are in Europe. Here's Webster putting that one out of play. Under pressure again. And I make it, we've got another 7 minutes left of this first half here at the Amex. If you do want to pose us a question in the commentary, I guess you can always tag us on a tweet, and I'll try and have a look at them at half time maybe, but we'll be able to dig deeper on Tuesday in the Albion Unlimited podcast just for you, the Albion fans, from the BBC, available on BBC Sound. So get involved, loads of guests, analysts, debate, and of course our own Mr. Aspinall giving us his expert opinion as well. Vallecano trying to thread it through the middle, cut out by Dahoud. Foul there on João Pedro, seems to have been hurt. Tumbles to the floor just inside the centre circle. Bit of a grimace on Roberto De Zerbi's face. I think he might need to go back to the black, back all in one with the white trainers. Not happened for him this afternoon. He doesn't look too pleased. His side have carved out a few opportunities. They've hit the post with a Danny Welbeck header. Pedro had a volley that just went over, but a mistake at the back by Jason Steele let in Alvaro, and that is the difference at the moment. Don't forget there's available ball-by-ball commentary of Sussex cricket, every single game and every single competition, currently in 50 over action against the Steelbacks. Join Adrian Harms and the team for that one, and of course reaction on our Twitter feed at BBC Sussex Sport. If you don't follow, get involved if you want to get on there. Loads of reaction and interviews. And of course the 100 is already up and running. Watched a bit of the Southern Brave. It was quite a good game on I think it was Friday. As Vallecano looked to move the ball forward to halfway. Issy closed down there by Pedro, but he's still going, trying to wriggle his way past the former Watford winger. And we had a play for a throw. And some of the Spanish team substitutes are going to go for a bit of a wander up the pitch. Interesting to see whether they do a lot of changes at half time, Warren, or 65, 70, depending on, I guess it depends on the player and the loading that they've had so far.
Yeah, maybe they're looking at Van Heck with Dunk just coming back. This is his first game, so maybe I'll just give him 45.
Yes, it's very true. Matoma cuts out that crossfield ball. Now he's got a chance to run at the defence, takes it away from one and another, looking to shoot, right footed. Oh, it's just palmed away by the keeper, Dimitrescu. Corner for the Albion. Lovely little run by Kaoru Mitoma at his best. The defender got a block in at one point, but it came back to the Japanese international, which meant he could get the shot away right footed. It wasn't the most powerful, but it looked like it was arrowing into the corner of the net, and the keeper outstretched manages to stave. Still 1-0 to Rayo Vallecano.
It's a good play from Mitoma though. It's all his own doing, isn't it? From the halfway line.
Corner taken short. Gross to the edge of the box. Estupinian hits it. Deflected. Goes for Pedro. And there goes Gilmore. Feels for a handball, but it's lofted clear by the Spanish defence. And who's back there but Pascal Gross. Yeah, good work there by Mitoma. Rather forcing a save. We talked about the fact that really force Dimitrescu into too many saves, but maybe we'll have to do another one here because Pedro's on the run into the box, onto his right side, tightish angle, pulls it back, cleared off the 6-yard box. They both went back post there, Welbeck and Mitoma, but it's fallen now for March. March jinking left and right, pulls it back. Gross thought about a cross, changes his mind. You hear the cheer. Oh, and then lobbed it over the top of the two defenders. March, though, he checked his run, and it'll be a goal kick.
I think he's that too often now. Pascal Gross in this first half is, I think the fullback got used to it.
Might have sussed it by now. Yes. Yeah, Sussex finishing on 240 for 7. Tishishwa Pajara back in the runs, 106 not out. It's such a big difference. That's under the Duckworth Lewis. And now so they've lost some overs in that one. Here we've got a couple of minutes left of this first half. Albion 1-0 down. So if you want to go on to BBC Sounds or our Twitter feed, we'll get you some reactions a little bit later as the ball goes pinging into the fans just in front of us. We're a little bit closer to the action now, Warren, aren't we? With you get ready with your header there.
Yeah.
Infamous. I only wish that was caught on video and you actually managed to take your cap off and your headphones and still head the ball back onto the pitch whilst commentating. Man of many talents. Here's Mitoma. He's got talent as well. Good run down the left. Tried the cross. Blocked. Out for a corner. Needs to pull one back against Cardiff. Cardiff leading by 2-1 there in the Championship.
Great pace there from Mitoma. Got past his full-back, but again, that's where he lets himself down, Mitoma. His final cross sometimes, when he does cross it, he needs to get his head up the Welbeck's back post.
He always likes to use the outside of his right foot rather than his left, doesn't he? So here is the corner. Gilmore swings it in. Dunk trying to get in on the action, comes off his back. High clearance. Someone's injured and gone down. There'll be a bit of treatment. There won't be much. I wouldn't have thought there'd be any injury time in this end of this first half, to be honest. It hasn't really been that much. There might now after this, but I don't think there'll be too much. So Warren, your chance and your analysis of the first 44 minutes.
I think we'd play some good football when we move the ball quickly. But then saying that, Johnny, I think we give the ball away. Certain players give the ball away too often, cheaply when pressurised.
And they went straight for that, didn't they? They pressurised right from the word go.
Yeah, I said it before the start of the game. This team do play high pressure football. It'll be a big test for Brighton, and it has been. The pitch maybe a little bit long, the grass has not been watered or it's dried out. But I'm making excuses for the players. They know if that's the case, they have to put some pace on the ball. And then mistake by Steele gets punished. We've had 2 or 3 good chances, haven't we? Made the goalkeeper one save from Mitoma, but Pedro should do better with his chance, keeper, and Welbeck hit the post and he should finish it. So really we should go in there 3-1.
I think there will be plenty of changes. The half-time whistle goes. What changes do you think you might contemplate, Warren? The likes of, you've seen Milner and Lallana warming up there, Ayari too. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Julio and Ciso as well, maybe for a bit more dynamism in the midfield.
Yeah, but I think that the manager will keep majority of his team on. I think if he's going to make it, Lewis Dunk probably will come off for Van Heck, but after that, Johnny, you have to give these players minutes, fitness, so 60-70 minutes till I see some changes, maybe even longer, but yes, they need to move the ball quicker. That's what I'm worried about. If they do that, they'll create chance. It started in the first minute, Johnny, when Pedro tried to lay it off to Solly March, he underhit it, and then after again, Pascal Gross underhit it. When you're in that final third, you have to be crisp into your feet. We know we can handle ball in them tight areas, so why not fire it into your players? But I think there's some positives there, Johnny, and some negatives.
Okay, well, plenty more to come from Warren. We'll be leaving you for around 10 minutes or so. We'll come back for the whole of the second half. Do join us. But half-time then here at the Amex in this final pre-season friendly before the campaign gets underway next weekend. It's Albion 0, Rayo Vallecano 1. Well, welcome back to the commentary for Brighton Hove Albion against Rayo Vallecano, brought to you by myself, Johnny Cantor, and the former Seagull striker Warren Aspinall. Albion trailing by 1-0. They are making changes. Joel Veltman is coming on, so is Jan-Paul van Hecker. And I think a host of changes coming for the visitors as well. So we'll have to wait and see who isn't coming out. But Lewis Dunk is, so I would suggest that that's Adam Webster who's made way.
Billy Gilmore.
And Billy Gilmore. March is still on. So
Pascal goes to centre midfield now.
yeah, so
Veltman goes right back. Van Heck goes to Webster.
yeah, so Webster coming in there, and Gilmore the other person to make way. He was chatting away about Lewis Dunk and the amount of minutes. Probably does need to build it up just a little bit.
I think he gets 60-70 minutes out Lewis.
Yeah, I was just looking at the timings of some of the other games were, and there's quite a few of them with 70, 71, 65, 70, 65, 59. So it seems that there were a couple of half-time ones in some of those games in the summer series.
Yeah, but as the games go on,
yeah, I don't think it will lead to games over in the States. There was all that talk, wasn't there, about the 39th game that would be played over on the States, but I think that's going to happen in the near future, but certainly well received, particularly by the Albion fans. I hope all the stateside Seagulls enjoyed themselves in all those meetups. They did so much work at various different grounds at NFL and Major League Baseball. Here's Dunk, forward to Mitoma, headed away by the defender, and in comes Welbeck, getting it to the left. Stupinian keeps it in, drifting it back to halfway. Dunk looking for a little bit more movement. Interesting to see how much Stephen Alzate will feature for the Albion. Jeremy Sarmiento moving on loan to West Bromwich Albion. Confirmation from the PA system on the changes made by the Albion. There have been changes made. Inteka has come off for Rayo Vallecano. Just spot those changes as they come, really. Lots of Albion fans with their new shirts, taking their seats, and a lot of them in the Tunnel Club away to our right hand side in the comfy seats, and as one pointed out, they may yet get a little bit wet, particularly ones in the front seats if the weather is changing. It's got a little bit dark, it's no longer any sun. A little bit about the pitch in the first half as well, looking quite heavy. You can see the imprints of the players' boots across the pitch, which has made it difficult at times, but Gross, who's now in midfield, trying to push up there and put pressure. The left back it is who clears it away there. Good work. The substitute Pep Chavarria. And out of play it goes. Rayo Vallecano attacking the south stand. Albion heading to the north. Just a reminder, if you just joined us, there are no fans in either of the ends behind the goals, but it's only the lower tier in the east and west today.
Half-time substitutions for Rayo Vallecano.
Here you go.
The players off. Number 7.
might have a problem, Johnny, as well with this Tunnel Club.
There's Welbeck trying to clip it from the left-hand side. Out of play, closed down by March. Out of play, goal kick.
The new Tunnel Club, because they come in dribs and dabs, and this is only a friendly.
Yeah.
There's no quick drink at half time. It might be 2 drinks at half time.
They'll be taking their seats once the game has restarted. Yeah, it isn't ideal, it has to be said, but we're not complaining. Well, we have exactly that situation now, as everyone has to stand up. And here's a Stupinian. Dahoud, just outside the box, flicks it off to Gross. Gross dinking it in there beyond Welbeck, finds a Stupinian. He brings it down with the first touch, lofting it back to the edge of the area, headed away. Here comes Dunk, hits it low into the ground, but straight at the keeper. First chance for the Albion in the second half, coming after 3 minutes. The captain, Lewis Dunk. It remains 1-0 to the visitors.
Yes. Bouncing, awkward. Good technique from Lewis Dunk. Hit into the ground.
Comfortable save in the end. There's Pascal Gross, back to Jan-Paul van Hekke. We were talking about a little bit earlier, that red card out in the summer series, but had that lovely little drag back in the penalty area last season that has been used a few times on social media. Playing alongside Lewis Dunk. It's interesting to see where Igor fits in, Warren, because he's a left-sided player, but obviously Dunk has been playing on the left. I mean, Dunk could go to the right, but I actually feel he's playing on the left so much that he's actually better on the left than he is on the right now. Would you say the same, Lewis Dunk?
Yeah, because he's played so much over there in his career, hasn't he? He's always let the right footer more or less who come in, like Webster, Van Hekke.
Oh, Duffy before, and you could go back even further.
as you speak about the left footers, here he comes.
A little bit of something going on the far side, and a yellow card for the substitute, the left back. But yeah, Roberto De Zerbi giving Igor a bit of instruction. I think they might have had to buy in a few extra sizes of shorts for those thighs. You wouldn't fancy when you walk out and you're marking here and you think, oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
To fair, Johnny, one of my first games as a football player was against Leicester City for the reserves. Bob Hazel, remember Bob Hazel?
Yeah.
Oh man, tell you. I looked up, then he hit me off the ball, and I thought, well, I'm going on the left wing, and I did.
Here's Gross with a free kick from the right into the box. Can't get to it. Cleared. Dahoud cushions it back there for Estupinian. Now Veltman, his first touch is to play it back inside his own half.
Seriously, that was in the first 10 minutes he hit me. I went on the left wing, and the manager at half time said to me, "You do keep me on the left wing for?" I said, "It's just butting me back at the head and he knocked me out. It's all stars. You can get back there and just keep running in behind him. Use your pace."
I've just noticed actually Jason Steele has come off, so we missed that one. I think that was announced, was it? Was that announced? Brugge came on. Here's a Estupinian, good run down the left. He's made some early forays. Out of play. There'll be another throw. Taken by the Ecuador left back. Now Mitoma. That's a poor ball given away straight away. João Pedro left chasing shadows, but he's working manfully to try and win it back. Forward comes Dunk from defence. Mitoma. Never got that one under control. The Japanese media contingent is here again. Nice to see a few old friends who've appeared on the podcast as well, following Kaoru Mitoma and his progress. I'm sure we'll be looking to get an interview with him a little bit later as Albion force a clearance and the ball goes out of play. It's the Albion kit man there with Kitman with his
not
kid.
Working today.
Not working today. A chance maybe to enjoy it with his family, which is nice. Everyone was so busy over that period of the summer series, and I think they took 75 staff in total out to America.
Apparently took some bucket hats there, Johnny. I heard.
Yeah.
5,000 bucket hats at Brighton, and they took him to the wrong stadium.
Ouch. That's a bit of a problem.
So they're still over in the States, waiting to come back.
Oh. Well,
So
I'm not sure.
probably.
Well, maybe they'll be able to do something with them.
Here comes the rain.
Yeah.
Felt that first on the old patch, Johnny.
Yeah, it's interesting actually, Warren, isn't it? Well, they play. It may have been in Philadelphia because they played at the NFL ground rather than the home
Phoenix,
of Philadelphia Union at Lincoln Field, which is obviously an NFL ground, but it does have a bigger capacity. So I don't know whether.
Well, he arrived and they were.
Here's a ball by Pedro, a lovely ball down the left to find Estupinian. He's got down to the byline. He looks up, angles it in, good covering. Clearance at the near post by one of the defenders, out for a corner. That's better from the Seagulls. And it's João Pedro who's really turned provider there. But again, the outlet is there in Estupinian.
Yeah, Estupinian, great run, wasn't it? First time cross, Danny Welbeck diving to the near post, and the defender cutting it, and it could have gone anyway. Just went on the near post, isn't it? For a corner.
Good work there on the left-hand side. Do you get a free umbrella in the Tunnel Club? You might want to be in the tunnel in a few minutes' time as the rain comes down. We've taken it short. March and Gross. Gross now rolling it to the edge of the box. Dahoud, right-footed, never got hold of it. Never looked like he was going to trouble the keeper with that. Looked for a new lease of life. Had a bad shoulder injury which put him out of action and fell out of favour really. Fiorentina. Well, what's happened to Igor? Where's he gone? Oh, he's down the left hand side, so he's still warming up. Here's Gross, lovely little ball into the area, headed away. March into the box, leaves it. João Pedro hits it. Oh, it's deflected out for a corner. Second time João Pedro's had an eye for goal. Second volley. This time a defender puts it wide. The first one went over the bar in the first half, but That was another good opportunity.
Yeah, Pascal Gross getting on the ball, dictating things there. Tried a ball just over the defence, got cut out. Great play. And Pedro again.
Ball hoisted into the box. Looked like Lewis Duncan's shirt was being held there as it falls for a stupid header. It's that right-footed. And it's right, hit the back of the stand, bypassing all the seats. Long journey for the ball boy to go and get that one.
Great connection with his right foot from Estupiñán, but never going to trouble the goalkeeper with that.
Certainly not. Finishing hasn't really been there today. Probably this standout player, I'd probably say, has been Pascal Gross, really, for the Albion. Warren, would you concur? He's packing up and going home. Everyone's literally packing up their stuff. People with laptops. This is the only problem with the City. And people in the Tunnel Club need it, and some of them have actually decided that's it, they've had enough. They're going to move out of the way because they don't want to get wet. But I have to say, I didn't necessarily come prepared for torrential rain, but a lot of people are moving back slightly.
Might be going to the bar, Johnny.
Well, I suppose you've got it on, literally on tap. But no, you're not missing any actions and injuries, so Rayo Vallecano player receiving a bit of treatment.
The wind's picked up as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Could have had the four seasons in
one day, which seems to have been the case, really, as Van Hecker lunges in, makes a good challenge, but one back by Vallecano. Right-footed cross to the edge of the area. Just a reliable Pascal Gross is there. Good work by Pedro to cushion it, try and find Welbeck, and he's won it back now. Mitoma trying to slip it past his man. Dahoud releasing João Pedro. Pedro attacking from the left, gets to the side of the box, wants to go right-footed, eases it in there. March got a touch, keeper saves. He's going wide anyway.
It's a great disguise from Pedro there. It's shaped to pass it to Danny Welbeck on the 18-yard box with shape into Solly March, coming off his line into the 6-yard box, just couldn't get his foot onto it. It's a great run, it's a great ball from Pedro. I'll tell you what, these fans are going to be excited.
Yeah, you feel like he's got to start games really, João Pedro, the way that he's played. Here come Vallecano to the edge of the Albion box and a long range shot, and that's held by Verruga at the second attempt. The Netherlands under 21's keeper getting down to that one. Not the tallest, but he's probably got a little bit of room to grow. Very, very good with his feet. Saw it in the under 21 Euros. Very impressive indeed. And made some smart stops as well, which I'm sure will please the Albion entourage, who have made the decision to bring him in and let Robert Sanchez go. Pinged across the pitch by Estupiñán. Stopped. Handball and a free kick for the Albion. So Roberto De Zerbi's now got a cap out.
He's got a brand new hat because he's still got a clip on the bottom.
I think he's having trouble seeing, actually, as Albion take a quick free kick to Welbeck, who turns left-footed off the top of the crossbar. Well, now he's hit the post and the bar in this game. Won't come much closer. It's still Albion trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, it's great again. Great touch, isn't it? Great turn onto his left foot. He's swiveled and inches.
He did very well, didn't he? Just backing in slightly to the defender. That created the half yard. I think just everyone's ill prepared, Warren, because everyone seems to be disappearing to the back of the stand and looking for somewhere else to sit. It's only rain. I think people maybe just didn't come with the waterproofs. Here's Dunk sliding into João Pedro. He deserves a goal, trying to burst into the box but took it too far. Never really got the ball under control. Cleared out of play. Looked like it'd be a throw, maybe a corner. It's right down by the near side. It is a corner taken by Mitoma to Gross chipping the ball in near post. Dunk gets the header in, but it's comfortable this time for Dimitrievski. Early problems for him. So an opportunity for us to have a look at Bart Verbrugge. Maybe more changes coming. Adam Lallana getting a bit of instruction. Simon Adringa's been warming up, and Igor Julio as well. think it takes people like, I mean, if you look at someone like Igor, it's going to take him time to get used to the way that De Zerbi wants to play, Warren. I mean, for the Albion players, probably 3-4 months to really get it ingrained into the way of playing.
Yeah,
because he's only just come, hasn't he? So he's missed out on being in America.
Yeah, but they must have known he played the team he's come from. He plays like that.
Yeah, well, I think be a factor nowadays. People wanted to come and play for the Albion. Here's Veltman curling it in. Oh, and João Pedro tried the cycle kick, but the defender got a header. They just nudge it away from him. He was in motion already. To kick the ball and get it on target. They can try and take a quick throw. So a quarter of an hour gone of the second half may give them an opportunity after 60 minutes of the game for the changes to be made. So Dringa, Igor and Lallana coming on. Let's see who it is who makes way. Welbeck been involved in a lot today. Here's Gross on the edge of the area. Good block there by the defender outside of the 18-yard box. Van Hecker now pinging it in. Gross trying to get it wide. Veltman helping out. Nice little check onto his left foot. Then takes his time, pauses, takes a moment.
I think that the game's been played in the final 25 yards of the opposing team today.
Yeah.
Not for the last 10 minutes or so.
And now on the break though, Vallecano from the left-hand side. Veltman trying to hold his man up. Gross is covering. They've got everybody bar Welbeck behind the ball now. Welbeck certainly, him and Pedro both wanting to be starting games, and they've probably shown today that they can, but Albion haven't got a goal and they want to regroup and get themselves a little bit of confidence going into that game against Luton. They can Vallecano again, got to the edge of the D, and Hecker shrugging off his man and clearing. No one up there for the Seagulls.
The two midfield players in Passel, Gross and Dahoud, too high.
Yeah.
Picking good pockets of space now. That
haven't really been able to take control of the game in that area of the pitch, have they, today, Warren? Well, here come the changes. Igor, Adringa and Lallana are going to come on.
So Lewis Dunk will be coming off.
Yeah. So that will allow
Welbeck,
Igor to come on.
Substituting for the Albion comes off number 18, Danny Welbeck.
Welbeck.
Also
March.
number 5, Lewis Dunk, and number 7, Solly March.
And Lallana, the other man to come on. So Dunk, March and Welbeck replaced by Igor, Lallana and Adringa. 5 substitutions made. 6 I should say, because Brugge has come on as well for Steele, which we didn't notice at half time, and I don't think was spotted by the PA either. But yeah, apparently it is pronounced Brugge. That's quite a difficult one to pronounce, rather than Bruggen, but try and maybe get the player himself to give us the pronunciation and how he likes to say it. Hasn't really had a great deal to do in this second half. It's all been Albion who are on the attack. Adringa, can he make an impression? A couple of little step overs over on the right. Infield finds Gross. Across to Dahoud. Now Estupinian. Mitola still on the pitch, going on the outside. Now holding it up. Makes this turn. Jinking. Left and right. Still going. Now back to Estupinian. He's just drifted into the box. He goes for power. As he brought down. Penalty. There's a bit of a lunge.
Just going to
say, a spot kick.
Johnny, we're told when teasing with a fullback on a couple of occasions he could have got it across. He never did. And I was just going to say, you need to cross the ball. Came out there, lovely pass into, I think it was Estupinian, isn't it? Estupinian up there.
Yeah.
Just brought him down.
Well,
But tell you what, Joe Pedro's picked the ball straight up.
I was going to say,
of
course, McAllister with his 100% record for the Albion last season. We wanted to know, actually it's quite convenient because Gross is on the pitch. I thought he might be taking them. That would have been my bet, but João Pedro, in no uncertain terms, picked the ball up straight away, tucked it under his arm, and gives him his opportunity for a first goal in front of a UK audience at the Amex. Good for him to get off the mark on home territory in pre-season. Keeper bouncing up again on his line. Pedro, stuttering run, right-footed, slips it past the keeper and into the back of the net, and Albion are level at 1-1.
Yeah, good penalty, wasn't it? Full of confidence, little 2-3 little steps, and a bit of sprint to the ball. Watch the keeper dive and puts it to the wrong side of him. To the keeper's left, lovely penalty. He's been the shining light though, John, hasn't he? I'm really honest.
Yeah, him and Gross, I think. Saying that well, but done okay as Igor goes to head that one clear. Don't get much distance on that one. Just looks lively, looks like things are going to happen, doesn't it? Here from the right, curled across into the 6-yard box, header up there by Van Hecke. Gross to the second ball. He's full of running as well, isn't he? I know he'll be keen to impress when he first home game effectively, even though it's not a league match. But
always important, Johnny. Strikers are selfish, Johnny. They want to score every game, no matter what they're playing. What competition, friendly,
good work by
training.
Van Hecke there, dealing with any problems at the back. Gets it to the left, a Stupinian. Yeah, and I suppose you want someone to want to take penalties.
It's a pressure, Johnny, penalty, isn't it? It's not easy.
Such a long period where Albion had so many problems with penalties, Warren, and suddenly McAllister came along, and he himself had missed some previously in the season before. Gross, we had Mope. I don't think Glenn had a particularly good record from the penalty spot either.
Mope had the worst one, I think, didn't he?
So João Pedro, it looks like he's going to be the man to take over the mantle. Clearance there by Dimitrescu. Well, we found Albion should have been level in the first half, but now they've got there. I know the result isn't really important, but to gain some confidence, Gross through the middle, straight to the keeper, and Stupinian won't get there. Stupinian's forward runs have really given them a bit of forward momentum in this game.
It's good to link up though, Johnny. You see Stupinian. Sometimes when Matoma goes inside, he creates a little space of free space from Espirian to run in there. But in that occasion, still, when Stupinian got forward, Matoma just dropped in, filled in.
Yeah, it's good work by Matoma, isn't it? Good understanding. They'll be frustrated they've given it away there. Couldn't get it to Lallana, so it goes up to halfway, where it's picked up there by Falcao. He's come on at half-time as a substitute for Nteka.
His haircut short, hasn't it?
Yeah, it looks very different, doesn't he?
He's got the fade in.
Yeah.
Lovely player, I used to like him.
Yeah, I think maybe get the best out of him at times, but you could see the quality that he had. Do you think that Albion will adopt a sort of two-team system with Europe in mind this season, Warren? In terms of, because you can't be playing Thursday, Saturday, and Tuesdays. Obviously, the cup games as well. There's a Dringer on the right, and it run across his body. Left back comes towards him. Come back to that in just a second. And it is to recycle it to Gross. Gross back in towards João Pedro. Dringer had made the run as well, but Vallecano win it back and play it back to the keeper, Dimitrescu. Yeah, I mean, how do they? Something probably we can discuss, on Tuesday. But
players want to play all the time, Johnny.
Yeah,
they'd rather play than train. I've mentioned that lots of times last season.
Free kick to Vallecano. Yeah, but I'm just thinking, you could switch. There's enough wide players to be able to switch that around. Defensively, you don't want to make too many changes, do you? People like Estupinian, you're going to want to play Thursday, Sunday, aren't you? Dunk Thursday, Sunday.
You don't want to change too many people, I don't think.
No. Some people rotate the keeper, don't they, and give a keeper an opportunity in Europe. I'm thinking back to last season where I think Man City do it, don't they, to a certain extent. West Ham did it with Areola and Fabianski. Another 3 changes being made by the visitors, and Ciso and Alzate are going to come on in a minute. It's questions that we will be posing to Roberto De Zerbi as he resumes his media commitments. Tame shot from distance. Well, surely that went out of play before Zabrugga picked it up, but not according to Peter Banks. Probably could have left that on that occasion. The Bartman, who was announced with that wonderful, clever gif of the Simpsons. James Milner is going to come on. Looks like Evan Ferguson as well, maybe. So 3 changes for either side now. Here's the corner for the visitors, in at the near post. Good soaring header away by Van Hecker. And to the left hand side, offside, so it'll be a free kick. And Albion will have a chance to make the changes.
Bright sunshine again now, Jim, isn't it?
It's the English summer, isn't it? It is crazy in a way that we're playing games of football on the 6th of August.
One game yesterday even got postponed.
Yes, it did in Colchester.
For Waterloo pitch. First day of the summer of the season, I usually think short sleeve shirts, sweltering hot. Nowadays.
So Enciso comes on, Matoma comes off.
Stupian off.
Stupinian is off and Milner is on. And the other change is Ferguson, who comes on for João Pedro. So the only players who... Did we say Alzate was going to come on there?
No, he changed it.
He changed his mind, didn't he?
Milner.
He's put Milner at left back. Well, he's played in just about every single position on the pitch, James Milner, so you can pretty much rely on him to be anywhere. And Van Hecker isn't that long, no way Adringa's going to get to that.
Wrong club there, isn't it?
It certainly was. Too much distance. But yes, so the sunshine is back out. It actually is a bit of a Simpson sky now with a few fluffy white clouds above us, with the game tied at 1-1. Just under 20 minutes remaining. So yeah, reminder, Tuesday Albion Unlimited podcast is back. Thursday the Fans Forum. Join us for both. They'll be available on BBC Sounds, both of them live or at 9 on Tuesday, at 7 on Thursday, or you can get them on BBC Sounds anytime you want. Vallecano get it to halfway, looking to go to the left. Got a bit of an overload here.
The Albion, the players that came off were number 9, João Pedro, number 22, and number 30, Ferguson Stupinian. On in their place, number 6, James Milner, number 11, Julio Enciso, and number 28, Evan Ferguson.
So the only two out.
Players that came off for Rayo Vallecano, number 5, Aridan, number 20, Ivan Valiu, and number 23, Oscar Valentin.
I won't battle the PA system just at the moment.
4, Martin, and number 28, Pablo Munoz.
Milner finding Enciso up the left touchline. Oh, he was being nibbled there, and then a little bit of a late challenge by the fullback. Enciso getting involved there with Jorge. It was the last little one there from the number 2 that caused offence to Julio Enciso. Did relax a little bit there, Enciso, so needs to be careful, but he's got the experienced James Milner behind. And here is Igor. He's shiny. It's always interesting to see. Everyone seems to have new boots at the beginning of the season, don't they? Different colours and
new boots every week, Johnny, don't they?
Yeah,
nowadays.
But different styles. Sorry, yeah. I think they can actually call someone along comes a van and you can pick what you want. Igor is certainly noticeable with his orange ones. It's a nice ball into Enciso. Tries to lay it off to Lallana. Cleared to halfway. Lallana, who played so much at the beginning of the season. I guess the question mark: is there enough energy in that midfield? A foul there by on Milner.
Milner's giving him some nuttle in this. He knows how to dish it out, Milner does.
Yeah, he does.
He wants to show and protect himself.
Very strong, very fit. I was going to say, is there enough dynamism, enough energy in that midfield for you? I mean, obviously Caicedo, I'm told by the club, has got a tight hamstring, but there's a mid of links to move from Chelsea. There you go. Just to prove Warren's point, James Milner runs back 30 yards, slides in and makes the challenge, and suddenly now he's straight away fans' favourite.
Yeah, well, and rightly so, Johnny, because like what he's done for Liverpool, he's in their lead, digging away. He's just an excellent professional. Probably, and if you ask any of his teammates how fit he is, probably one of the fittest.
Yeah, incredible devotion to the game. Here's Ferguson trying to link up play wide to the right. Adringa takes it onto his left side, coming in field, square to Lallana fizzing it across to Enciso, who didn't quite anticipate it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Bit of a shame that they were in a good position. 15 minutes left of the game, it's tied at 1-1.
So watch Adringa receive the ball twice, and his step overs, his movement of the ball, he's moving it all the time. He's trying to make them defend the move. So it's going to be mind-boggling.
Yeah. As I say, they will need to freshen it up across the season with lots of different games. And then, he was just ducked underneath that, and it's gone all the way up to Falcao.
That's good, no communication there. Yes. If he gets a call from Van Eyck, then Van Eyck's fault not being there. But he has to do better than that. I go, swing it down in his chest or do something, head it.
Yeah. Good look by Enciso, who's perched on the left-hand side. We've got Lallana in the field behind.
Look at him,
Ferguson.
Old Enciso scrolling up, giving them the eyes to the right full-back.
He's given him about 2 foot as well.
Yeah. Couple of stone as well.
Nice touch there by Adringa to get it past his man. Slightly overrun it, which allowed the defender to cover across and make the second challenge. It was Unai Lopez who got in there. But another little interesting dink by Simon Adringa. Alzate will finally get his chance in a moment. It's a little high five by Andrew Crofts, who, what job he's done, Warren. Andrew Crofts, the way he sort of moved up from the under-21s, under-23s, then moving up. And I think he's quite a pivotal figure in the backroom stuff, which is quite a big group.
Yes.
Majority of it's Italian.
I bet he can speak a bit Italian now. I bet he's learned a bit of Italian. I bet he's taking lessons so he can join in the conversation and understand what they're saying. Then translate it back into English.
Alzate comes on for Dahoud. Yeah, couldn't be more pleased for him, and someone who battled back from that terrible knee injury that he received. I think it was at Watford, where he, or was it at Norwich even, where he went down and tore his ACL. Battled back, kept playing, and now doing a wonderful job as a coach. And nice to see Inigo Calderon back, working with the under-18s at the club. Had the opportunity to speak to him yet, but I look forward to seeing him at the training ground at some point. Lovely guy. And, important that right throughout the club they're looking to play a certain way, instill the values of the football club. It's so important, Warren, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the stuff we don't see day in, day out, but it's what's happening on the training ground, and that is so important, isn't it?
Left one and the fullback's left. These two have been at it all the time. But what there? He did kick him, but Enciso, just get up, man. No, I'm not.
He's holding his left leg.
Yeah, then he was holding his face.
Yeah.
Just get the ball and run at him, wind him up. You can speak the same language as he can.
Yeah, he's holding on to his left leg, but I think he's okay. We want to get the players through unscathed. Obviously no news on Jakub Moder. I know a few people are trying to get in touch with me from Poland asking about what his future is. We don't really know at the moment. Obviously things have taken a lot longer than maybe everyone would have hoped. But we wish him well in his continued recovery and hopefully see him at least training soon. I think Alzate has the qualities that could work in an Albion side under Roberto De Zerbi.
As a system midfield player, yeah.
Yeah, but good with the ball.
He is good on the ball, but sometimes he's inconsistent. He needs to get that consistency a little bit better, and he'll probably get a good run in the side.
Yeah,
He's got all the ability. Gets around the pitch quite.
Yeah,
he's
it's a bit like, he looks a bit like Dahoud, doesn't he, in a similar way that they play. Had a decent loan spell with Standard Liège. A lot can still happen though, Warren, in this transfer window, can't it? I mean, if you think about it, what are we now? 6th of August. We've got another 3 weeks, haven't we?
You need one
more than 3 weeks.
One big move to get the money going around then, don't you?
Yeah.
You think
things chop and change, and quite often one move at one club suddenly makes a move at another club, doesn't it? And
because they need players as well.
Yeah. Here come Vallecano, and it is the right full-back who's getting forward there, lays it through into the box. Covering again is Van Hecke. He's done a good job a couple of times now. Needs to work his way around the back, and this time he puts it out of play for a throw, denying them a corner, which is good work there by the Dutchman. Helpful as well for his keeper to be coming from the same country, helping him settle in, I'm sure, as Verbrugge comes to claim that one. Look, the tallest, how tall would you say he is, Warren? It's got to be a good 5'11", maybe 6 foot.
Igo?
No, the keeper, Verbrugge.
Oh, 6'2", Johnny.
You reckon?
Bigger than Steele.
It's quite slight, isn't he? And he is quite young, of course. As I say, we haven't really seen him have to do a great deal, because after all their pressing in the first half, Vallecano have sat back a little bit more. Albion have got themselves back level with that João Pedro penalty, but it'd be nice for them to go on in the final 10 minutes and win the game. There's Alzate shifting that forward to Gross. No flag. Pulled back for Lallana, covering by the right fullback. Quite attacked that enough. Adringa bouncing around like he's got rubber legs. He just could have done the triple jump, I reckon. He's got great athleticism. Zate denied there, but one back by Milner. Brilliant work. Another round of applause for James Milner. Forward there by Enciso. Cut out. Trying to win it back, and he does. Lallana to Milner. Tells him to calm it down. Great communication between those two. Across it goes to the right to Van Hecke. Alzate using the wings. Adringa. Right little shift of the body. Coming across the pitch, but pass will force Milner wide, but he's kept it in play neatly. Uses Enciso. Enciso on the left, step over. Nearly got to the byline. Slid in there the fullback. He made no connection, but it will be a goal kick. I suppose for a lot of Premier League defences, Warren, Adringa will have the advantage that no one knows too much about him, in the same way that Mitoma had at the beginning of the season.
Quite correct there, Tony, but Mitoma's, they know about him and still going past him though, isn't he? That's what Mitoma does. Quite well.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. So 9 outfield changes made. I think the only person left on the pitch from the start of the game is Pascal Gross. Here come Albion through Ferguson to Lallana. Good run from Milner, getting to the edge of the box, plays it in, and Ciso back to Lallana. He shoots, that's blocked. Congested on the edge of the area. Beltman steps in, using Alzate. Igor, left-footed, curling the ball across there to Milner. Swings in the cross. It's just beyond Ferguson. Quite inviting ball in there.
Yeah, it's a good ball in.
And I think he's saying to him, why aren't you going round the back? To Simon Adringa. It was no way that Ferguson was going to get to it. He'd made the run through the middle. But I think Milner had picked him out, because his immediate reaction was, why haven't you attacked that?
Probably wasn't expecting it, because when they get in these wide areas, they want to play back into feet. And Milner just said, no, I'm going to put this one in the box.
Yeah. Well, when you've got the target man, that is Evan Ferguson, why wouldn't you? And here's Igor. Short ball in there to Steven Alzate. Van Hecke and Igor combining again at the back.
He fires it in, doesn't it? High go.
Good tackle there by Alzate as Van Hecker heads the ball back to his keeper. Yeah. He doesn't want to pick it up immediately, Verbrugge. He's quite happy. I'll take this with my feet. Certainly the way that Roberto De Zerbi wants to play. Igor coming forward now.
Milner's on.
And he's on, and Igor trying to find him, but took too long. And Milner cleverly just stopped his run because he said, "Well, I'll be offside if I keep running." But Igor should have seen that 2 or 3 seconds earlier.
Well, we saw it, didn't we?
So they take a little bit of time to adjust, but well, we'll wait and see. From what you've seen in the second half, Warren, you still thinking that first 11 from the first half will be the starting lineup?
Give and take, maybe one.
Maybe one. Okay. Nice work by Enciso, feeding Ferguson on halfway, back to goal, back to Gross, and Gross goes back to the keeper. Yeah,
I'd like to know what's Lamptey. Is he injured or is he?
Yeah.
Is he one of them players who's going to go out? Like we've seen the youngster
I think
here.
it's Sporting who are quite interested in him quite a few times, made overtures to get him on loan. But then could you put Milner in at right back as well as Gross?
You can
Another
put
option, but Veltman.
And Gross goes into midfield.
Yeah.
Milner goes to right back.
Igor battling with his man there and battling too hard because he's given away a free kick on halfway. So Rayo Vallecano an opportunity, mate, for a rare foray forward in the second half.
10,563. Thank you all for coming along.
So there you go, 10,563 the attendance here today. A 1-1 draw so far. We've still got another 3 minutes or so. Won't have any live reaction, but check out our Twitter feed. We'll try and get you some stuff from Roberto De Zerbi after the game. Here's Enciso, breaking on the left, getting to the edge of the box, onto his right foot, shoots straight at the keeper. No worldie there. He got the goal of the season last season, Julio Enciso, but that strike unfortunately didn't trouble the keeper.
He could have took it a few more yards forward, Johnny, couldn't he?
Yeah.
I'm really honest.
Oh dear, Ferguson just pulling his man back, and there'll be a yellow card for the Republic of Ireland international. Now we'll try and get some thoughts of Roberto De Zerbi on the likes of Tariq Lamptey, and of course Moises Caicedo after the game. And
Sakiri's here, isn't he, as well? We've seen him at half time.
Yeah.
So
he's around.
So he'll be wanting to go out on loan before this, or sold before this window's shut.
Yeah, got him out there, business. Pretty, I mean, Pedro really came and was quite under the radar for a fair while. Forward it goes to the left side. Vallecano on the attack. Veltman seeing it out of play, but it will be a throw for the visitors. As they come to the edge of the box, Albion don't want to concede late on here. Now Hecker trying to juggle with it and get it clear. Away by Gross. Certainly getting some time in the tank. There's 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. There's Gross as well. Up to Enciso. Rode the challenge well, brought Milner into play. Milner takes it wide on the left, back to Enciso. Battle with the right fullback continues, and it's out for a throw. A couple of youngsters standing up and told to sit down. Can Albion nick a winner in the last 90 seconds? Again, I don't think particularly any major amount of time will be added on, as Vallecano will probably be wanting to get back home. I wouldn't be surprised as Milner comes down the left using Alzate 5 yards in from the left touchline, back to Igor Gross. There's been a fair bit of foreign opposition for some of the Premier League sides. So Bournemouth took on Lorient the other day. Here's Enciso still down the left. Milner's gone inside, but Enciso's driven in the cross. This time Adringa did make the run to the back post, but the cross was too far. Goal kick And running out of time for a winner for either of these sides.
Yeah, it's a typical pre-season game, Johnny, isn't it? Bit substitutions, second half. For me, I think there's too many in the game, especially the last one.
It's just upset the sort of rhythm a little bit. He's got another full week to prepare the side for the visit of Luton, and we'll be live from the Amex from 2 o'clock on Saturday. Do join us for that. All the build-up, full match commentary and reaction in the final whistle after 5. And we'll be building up throughout the week. Don't forget the BBC Sport website, the place to be to follow your club in the Premier League. Maybe bookmark it and get it there for you to keep on your tabs, to literally keep tabs on what's happening at the Amex. Could there be a few more ins and outs? A little bit of squaring up there. Milner quite happy to have a pop at his opponent.
Keeps kicking his ankles. It's like the third time he's done it. 24. Showing him his shorts.
He keeps showing him his shorts, doesn't he? Like he keeps pointing to that knee. How many times has he been scraped on that knee then, do you reckon?
His eye, his knee.
Oh, pre-season friendly. By all accounts, the games over in America were quite competitive, with a few challenges going in, but I guess you maybe expect that with all the Premier League sides involved. I've been taking on Chelsea, Newcastle and Brentford. Here's Enciso, he's got away down the left. Now he's up against 24 as well, and he's got past him. Nice little wriggle. He wants to shoot, but he can't. Has to turn it back on his left. Look for a little 1-2 with Alzate, but blocked, cleared, and that's the end of the game. So Albion's final pre-season friendly here at the Amex finishes Albion 1, Rayo Vallecano 1. The visitors scoring in the first half, a mistake from Jason Steele, slotted home by Alvaro. And then in the second half, a penalty from João Pedro, the Seagulls' record signing, coming up trumps to make it 1-1. They did have other chances. Welbeck hit the post and he hit the crossbar as well. A good run out, lots of substitutes used. Now we prepare, Warren, for the big one next weekend at home against Luton, as it all gets underway for real.
Yeah, I think it's a good run out. Lewis Dunn got minutes under his belt. That's very important. But next this week for De Zerbi, get it into him, get used to this pitch, because I think they need to get used to it. Move the ball a little bit quicker, make sure the passes are better, and we'll see what side he puts out. I'm looking forward to what side he puts out, but there's lots of players out there who come on and probably trying to warm to place. I think Milner did well when he came on. That's one. I don't think the goalkeeper had much to do, did he? But it's Welbeck, looked lively with Pedro, then to up front top. Didn't see enough of Lallana when he came on. It's hard when you're coming on as a substitute and making changes after change. So I think maybe a one change before next Saturday.
Well, plenty to discuss throughout the week. Warren will be with you on the Albion Unlimited podcast Tuesday, so join us for that. Maybe you've got some questions you want to get into us, and of course the Fans Forum Thursday night, 7 o'clock, live from the Amex. Another opportunity to hear from Paul Barber and Roberto De Zerbi. And the coverage in the Premier League begins next weekend, 2 o'clock, right here from the Amex. I'm looking forward to being alongside Warren for the first game in the Premier League this season. Albion players making their way off the pitch. I'll make my way downstairs. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.